Hello, my name is Edith Sutherland, and this is English for language learners. It is a beginning session on numbers, and it is our July 16th, 2022, third session on numbers. So this is not the actual class. This is a review summary using the lesson materials that we went over this morning with our group. I hope that you will enjoy listening to this and practicing speaking along with the video. It will include most of what we covered this morning. Thank you. I'm going to share my screen now so that you can see our lesson plan. So here we go. We're going to share about numbers today. Numbers, the recognition and pronunciation. We're on week 3, and it looks like I've got this view so you see too many pages at once. So let's go to the one page at a time. That's easier to read now. Today we're going to review numbers and telling time. We're going to talk about numbers as dates, a few simple rules, beginning rules for writing numbers, and then playing games, how we recognize card numbers and dice numbers, and how we say those in English as well. We'll start with reviewing time, the time of day. What time is it? There are always at least 2 different ways that we say the time of day. For example, this morning, right after class started, I would say it's 10:05 in the morning. So even though we don't spell out the OH, I put that in there to show or review how we say it. It's 10:05. We don't say 10:05. We don't say 10:05. We say it's 10:05. And the AM, if it's 10 o'clock or a little after 10 in the morning, we say it's 10:05 in the morning. We can also say it's 5 minutes after 10, or it's 5 past 10. That means it's 5 minutes after the hour of 10 o'clock in the morning. And we can either use the word past or after. We can either say the word minutes or not, and people will assume that it's minutes and it's after the o'clock. The next one is it's 9:50. So let's go back and practice that. It's 10:05. It's 5 minutes after 10, and then you repeat. It's 5 after 10, or it's 5 past 10. 5 after 10, or 5 past 10. Now the next one we're doing is 9:50. So that would be 10 minutes before class starts on Saturday morning. It's 9:50. You see on your digital clock the 9:50. If you were looking at the analog or round face clock, the minute hand would be at the 10, and the hour hand would be almost up to the 10 for 10 o'clock. It's 9:50. It's 10 to 10. It's 10 to 10. It's 10 minutes till 10. It's 10 minutes till 10. It's 10 minutes before 10. It's 10 minutes before 10. Now we can also say in the afternoon, it's 1 o'clock, or we can use the military time. It's 1300 hours. So the United States military and many European countries use the time with the 24-hour clock. And so they might say something is at 1600 hours. If you're having a meeting, they might say, well, be there at 1600. And you understand the hours, 1600 hours, which is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Scroll down. So we're going to practice saying each of these o'clock times. Notice that when I say o'clock, O''CLOCK, sometimes it sounds like an O, and sometimes it sounds more like an Both of those are fine. So I say, what time is it? It's 12 o'clock midnight. It's 12 o'clock midnight. And you can either say it's 12 midnight or it is midnight. You don't even have to say 12 o'clock. It's 1 in the morning. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Now, if I said it in military time, I could say it's 0400 hours. 5 o'clock in the morning would be 0500 hours. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. It's 7 o'clock. And you don't have to say AM or in the morning. You can just say, what time did you wake up? It's 7 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock. Now, when it's lunchtime, we can just say it's noon, or you can say it's 12 noon. It's 12 o'clock, or it's 12 noon. It's 1 o'clock. Now that we've switched over to the afternoon, the military time, you just add 12 plus 1, and you get at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it's 1,300 hours. It's 1,300 hours. And when we say it's 2 o'clock, it's 2 o'clock. It is 3 o'clock. It is 4 o'clock. It is 5 o'clock. Notice how we stress the number in our sentence. Our voice goes up to emphasize what the time is. It's 5 o'clock. It is 6 o'clock, or it's 6 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock. What time is it? You can simply answer 8 o'clock. You don't have to say 8 o'clock in the evening. You don't have to say it is 8 o'clock. But for full sentences, you would say it's 8 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock. It's getting pretty late. It's already 10. Don't necessarily have to say 10 o'clock in the evening or 10 o'clock. Already 10, it's assumed 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock. And at the end of the night, it's midnight, or it's 12 midnight. It's 12 midnight. Now, there's a video that we watched in class today. I'm not going to run that now because that is something that you can see on YouTube if you wish. I suggest that you watch the first 5 minutes of it. That's what we watched in class. And she reviewed the things that we just practiced about saying it's 5 after 2 or it's 10 minutes to 2, different times of how to say that. What day is today? It's Saturday. Today is Saturday. So when we had our practice session or our practice of numbers on July 16th, it was a Saturday. You can answer in full sentences or just the day of the week if someone asks you what day is today. But listen for the difference. What day is today? They want the day of the week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But if you ask what date is today or what is the date today, we're looking for the numbers. So if someone says, what is the date today? You see there, JULY 16,2022. So we see the number 16 or 16, but we say the number 16th. We add the TH at the end. So we want to use our ordinal numbers to show the numbers in the order. So it's the 1st of May, it's the 2nd of May, it's the 3rd of May. So let's practice that. Today is the 1st of July. Today is the 1st of July. It's the 2nd of July. And repeat that. It's the 2nd of July. It's the 3rd of July. It's the 3rd of July. It's July 4th, or it's the 4th of July. It's July 5th. Notice that TH, it's not July 5, it's July 5th, F-I-F-T-H. It's July 6th. It's July 6th. Today is July 7th, July 7th, July 8th, July 9th, July 10th. We're just practicing repeating these dates. July 11th, July 12th, July 13th. And actually we get up to today is July 16th. And if we get later on in the month, we'll say it's the 20th of July, but then we'll go back to saying the 21st with the ST, 21st, or the 22nd, the 23rd. So let's say that 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and then we go back to the TH endings. It's the 24th or the 25th. So 24th or 25th. When I ask, when is your birthday? I would answer January 26th. We see the number 26 or 26, but we say 26th. So the birthday is January the 26th. The number versus the date, different pronunciations. Let's see, I thought I had a list of birthdays. Let me see if did I lose that page? I might have lost that page. We had some extra practice ones. I'll find that later, some extra practice dates. So let's go back to the number versus the date, different pronunciations. When I see the digits or the numerals 1776, that's how I might say it on a phone number. But when I'm talking about a number, like counting my money or how much something costs, I would say that 4-day cruise would cost me $1,776. 1,776 is how I would say the number. But when I'm using a date, I would say 1776. So something happened in 1776. I mentioned this other video, which we did not watch, but I invite you to watch that. It is a brief English presentation about the 4th of July, the holiday. And it talks a little bit about dates and also about the meaning of the holiday of the 4th of July. So reviewing as a number, we read 1,776, but as a date, we read 1776. Now, if you're learning or reading the dates as the centuries, we would say, for example, we say 1700. This happened in 1800. So let's repeat those. 1700, 1800, 1800. You can say that with me. 1900, 1900, 1200, 1200, and 1400, 1400. Now, when we get to the dates of the 21st century, we say the year 2000, 2000, 2001, 2009, for example, 2016. You could also use the word and in there, 2016. British people are more commonly adding in the and. Americans do either way, leave it in, take it out. You could say 2001 or 2001. Since 2020, it's more common for us to now say just 2020. So instead of saying 2020, which is also accurate, we just say 2020. Last year was 2021. So let's say that 2020, 2021, and this year is 2022 or 2022. I put in a link here just if you wish to look further on other explanations about dates in American and British English. Okay, so this is a review of using some dates that are familiar. We talked about different holidays and how we say them. So we asked, what date is New Year's Day? You can say it's the 1st of January or January 1st. So let's repeat that. January 1st. January 1st. When is Valentine's Day? February 14th. Or Valentine's Day is the 14th of February. Notice I use the word of if I put it in there, either February 14th or the 14th of February. When is St. Patrick's Day? That's a holiday when a lot of Americans will dress up in green and celebrate Irish traditions. So that St. Patrick's Day is on March the 17th. March 17th. Halloween, what date is that? It is October 31st. Let's say that together. October 31st. Notice how it ends F-I-R-S-T. It's not a T-H. The same as our ordinal numbers. We're going to have to learn those. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, so October 31st. When is Christmas? We don't say December 25 or 12/25. We say December the 25th or December 25th. Again, that the in the middle is optional. So we reviewed how do you say what is today's date or what is the date today? And we would answer today is Saturday, today is Saturday, July 16th, or today is Saturday, the 16th of July, or July 16th, 2022. When is your birthday? So I gave examples from my family. My birthday is January 26th, 1953. And we spell that out to show it as January 26th. And when we read my husband's birthday is May 10th. So the first number is going to be the month, and the second number is first number is going to be the month, second number is a day. So you don't want to say October 5th. If a European person is writing their birthday, they're going to write 5/10/1952 and mean the 5th of October. But for the United States and Americans, we call it May 10th. First is the month and then the day. So we use the month, the day, the year, and the day meaning the date. So my oldest daughter, Rebecca, her birthday is January 10th. January 10th. And my younger daughter, Emily, her birthday is October 1st. October 1st. So some of the examples we shared in class today, we'll read those. September 29th. Let's repeat that. September 29th. The next one is September 1st, or September the 1st. June 17th. June 17th. July 29th. We said that one's coming up pretty soon, another week and a half. July 29th. April 16th. April 16th. So we practice saying those dates. Let me advance here. We talked about a few dates in American history. When you take a citizenship test, they will sometimes ask you American history questions. The only one here that will be one you need to know is July the 4th, or the 4th of July, 1776. If they ask you to talk about the Declaration of Independence, or when did the United States separate from Great Britain, July the 4th, 1776. When was the Battle of Gettysburg? A famous battle in the Civil War when the Union or the North started winning against the South. And we say July 2nd through July 4th, 1863. Notice we say the 2nd, not 2, and we say the 4th. And that little hyphen, you can either say July 2nd to July 4th or July 2nd through July 4th. Usually we say July 2nd through July 4th to indicate it happened on all 3 days. December the 7th, 1941. Let's repeat that one. December 7th, 1941. That was Pearl Harbor Day, when Japan attacked the Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, United States fleet, and the United States entered World War II. June the 6th, 1944. So 6/6 is June the 6th, or June 6th, S-I-X-T-H, 6th. June 6th, 1944. June 6th, 1944. The next date listed is August 6th, 1945. The U.S. drops the first atomic bomb on Hiroshima. And that 6th, we're practicing because S-I-X-T-H is a very difficult word to pronounce for anyone. August the 6th, 1945. The next date is November 26th, 1963. So I was 10 years old when that happened. It's the first political event I can remember, or a very important news event in my memory, when President John F. Kennedy, they call JFK, was assassinated. He was shot in Dallas. So let's say November 26th, 1963. One that several people, or many people remember today, is September the 11th, 2001. September the 11th, 2001. Some people just call that 9/11. 9/11. Now, if you're dialing the emergency phone number, you don't call it 9/11, you call 911. 911 for the emergency phone number. But when you're talking about the date, you say September the 11th. Okay, we're going to move ahead. This is a rather quick review. We're not trying to do a full session like this morning. We had some hints about writing numbers. You spell out numbers below 10. So we don't just use a number digit or numerals. We have to write them out. So let's read those numbers. 1, 1. So I'll say it and then you repeat it. 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10. Now we go a little quickly. I know this is very much beginner review for you, but for those of you who are very new beginners, it doesn't hurt to keep practicing those out loud. We spell out numbers at the beginning of a sentence. So even doesn't matter if it's 5 or if it's 55, we spell them out. So 39 children are too many for this class. 39. Let's just say it, 39. 12 guests came to the party. 12 guests. STS, another hard one to pronounce. 12 guests. We use numerals for measurements. If a number precedes a measurement, we use a numeral form or the printed number instead of spelling it out. So what you say is different, and I've got those in parentheses. So the first one, if you could just repeat, it's 5 centimeters. 5 centimeters. 12 inches. 12 inches. 3 feet. 3 feet. 1 cup or 3 cups. Notice it both comes with a capital C. Sometimes there's a period after it. 1 cup, 3 cups. 4 bushels of apples. So even if the unit of measurement is not like a measuring cup, but a description like a bushel basket, 4 bushels of apples. 6 pounds, 7 ounces. That's a pretty typical weight for newborn babies. You might hear in the hospital of how big somebody's baby was. 6 pounds and 7 ounces. So LBS is abbreviation for pounds, and OZ is abbreviation for ounce or ounces. We use numerals for fractions, ratios, and percentages. So we say 75%, 75%, or 3-to-1 for a ratio, 3-to-1. We usually use numerals for sums of money, like $3, or for someone's age, like 7 years old. Going to our next page. We did a little bit very briefly about recognizing numbers. Oops, wait a minute, I went too far. Recognizing numbers in dice and playing cards. So just reading the dice here, we have the number 1, 1, so you can repeat that. 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, and 6, 6. If you are playing dominoes, I didn't talk about that this morning, but they have some dominoes where it goes up to 9 and 12 sets that have that many numbers. It's hard to recognize a pattern, but usually you start recognizing the pattern instead of having to count each of those little dots. When you roll 2 ones of a pair of dice, you call it snake eyes. So 2 ones, 1, 1, it looks like the eyes of a snake. Any 2 dice that you roll that come up the same, you would call those a pair or say they're doubles. So if you're playing a board game, sometimes it says if you roll doubles, you get an extra turn or something different happens. So that's called doubles or a pair. When you're playing cards, the letter A for ace can either equal a number 1, the lowest card in the deck, or it can be the highest number, like a 14, even one higher than the king. The jack, if you see one of those, the J is played as number 11. The queen is played as number 12, and the king is number 13. So decks of cards are different in many different countries, and I'm talking about the decks of cards that we play with in the United States. So here's what they look like. Okay, the highest suit, or the biggest one, the most valuable, are the spades. And the word spade means a pointed shovel, like you dig dirt with. That's called a spade, S-P-A-D-E. The second shape, the second highest, is called hearts. And you can tell it looks like a Valentine, a little heart. The next one is a diamond shape, the geometric shape, diamonds. And the last one is called clubs. It looks like a three-leaf clover, like a little plant, but it's called clubs. So you could say I have the 2 of clubs, or I have the 4 of hearts. Even if you only have one ace of clubs, you don't say I have the ace club, you say I have the ace of clubs. So you use that word of in the middle, and you say, I have the 10 of hearts. Let's say that I have the 10 of hearts. I have the jack of hearts. I have the jack of hearts. This is the queen of hearts. The queen of hearts. The next one is the king of hearts with a K, the king of hearts. And finally, the ace of hearts. So in this particular depiction, they show the ace as the high number, with it being worth 14. If you're doing a sequence of like 11, 12, 13, 14, you would put the ace at the top. As you see below, with some decks of cards, the ace is the lowest number. You count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the ace counts as a 1. And different card games have different rules. Now we're going to review just a little bit about telling time. What time is it? It's 8:30, or it's 8:30, or just 8:30. So let's practice that. It's 8:30. It's 8:30. What time is it now? It is 7:15. It's 7:15. Then repeat this one. It's 7:15. It's 7:15. It's 7:15. It's 7:15. So with 1/4 after or 15 minutes after, you can say it that way. Usually it's just easiest to say 7:15, but you will oftentimes hear people say it's 1/4 past some hour. It's 1/4 after 4. It's 1/4 past 3. The next one, 5:45, you see on your digital clock, you would say it is 5:45, but thinking of the analog clock where the minute hand is moving up, and so the big hand would be on the minute hand would be on the 9, and the other hand would be approaching the hour. We would say it's 5:45. It's 5:45. It's 5:45. Both of those are perfectly fine. The past and after, to or till. So let's repeat those. It's 5:45. 5:45. It's 5:45. It's 5:45. Now on that, you notice we don't say it's 7:15 or it's 5:45. We just stop with a number, and everyone knows that you mean o'clock. It's 5:45, means 15 minutes before 6 o'clock. It's 11:50 a.m. Some people will say a.m. or p.m., but usually we just say in the morning or in the afternoon or evening. So 11:50. It's 10 minutes to 12. It's 11:50 in the morning. 12 o'clock, it's noon, or it is midnight. You can also put them together and say it's 12 o'clock midnight, or it's 12 midnight or 12 noon, but usually you just say it's noon or it's midnight. We mentioned a couple of time idioms, expressions that use time. If you're on time for something, I'm sure you already know that one. It means you're not late. You are there ready to go, or you have finished something before the appointed time, or when you're supposed to be there. To save time is to do something more quickly or efficiently than it might have taken. You save time, you finish something faster than was expected. Time flies when you're having fun. That expression is a very old saying that means time seems to pass more quickly when you enjoy what you're doing. So if you're playing a game or out in the garden watching the butterflies, time may pass very quickly. If you are inside and cleaning, or maybe you're doing homework, time seems to go more slowly because it's not as enjoyable or fun of a thing to do. Please do this in your spare time. That means a time when you are not already scheduled or busy with something else. So spare time is extra time or your free time. And that is our summary of today. We also went through the different, let me stop share. Okay. We also went through the different times again to repeat. It's 3 o'clock, it's 5 o'clock. We reviewed those, but I'm just going to one more time, because this is the last session on numbers, review the numbers with you from 1 to 20 and then 1st to 20th. So let's say them 1, 2, and you repeat after each one, please. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, it's a V sound, a V sound, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So you get that far, you've probably got most of them under control with knowing how to say those expressions. But let's review now the ones that are in order, standing in a line, the ordinal numbers. So we think of the first, number 1 being first in the line, and then the next person coming along in the line would be number 2, but we call them the second. So we say first, second, repeat second, third, third, fourth, fourth, that ends in that TH sound, fifth, fifth, sixth, that's S-I-X-T-H, that's one of the hardest words to say, sixth, seventh, seventh, eighth, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th, that's T-W-E-L-F-T-H. So the 12 with a V sound, and then the 12th. It's sort of like when you learn about cutting your meat with a knife. 1 knife, 2 knives. Well, if we have the number, it's 12 with a V. If we say the 12th in line, it's with the F. T-W-E-L-F-T-H, 12th. 12th. The next one is the 13th. 13th. 14th. 15th. 16th. 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th. So really the only really hard one in there, I think, is the 12th, because that's where the V changes to an F sound. Most of them seem to just add the ST, the ND, the RD for first, second, third, or to add the TH at the end for most of the sounds. So thank you for joining me for practicing with numbers. I hope you had a good time reviewing this, and it helps you to listen more quickly and to speak and be able to enunciate these numbers. Have a good day.